high pressure, CB.
30 for 30 in this bitch. Talk girly.
Damn, Julian.
Road runner, but I ain't never running from the wood. Sliding with bugs from the wish a motherfucker would. Foreign stepping in your section, cause I'm good. No, I don't bang, but I'll drop you in your hood. Police did a sweet, bitch, so I ran. Bringing trouble to your city, bitch, I ran. 32 up on my waistline, Tyrant. Fuck what Obama say, Thuder. I can't. He got a stick, but it's too early. 30 for 30 in this bitch. Talk girly. Put a hole in 2 haters. No. Another episode of Doing It Easy, man. We got our boy David Jr., man, at the LA Rams, at the Pasadena. What's the deal, bro? Talk to us.
It was good with it.
Hell yeah, I got my, you feel me, the main host, Jelon Davis, you know what it is, man, up in this motherfucker, you feel me, the creator seat. Yeah, bro. Let's get it going, man. Talk to us, bro. Talk to us. Introduce yourself, bro.
Oh yeah, like you said, man. David, I played with both of them. Pop Warner, grew up in Pasadena. Um, grew up in Pasadena. Went to Loyola High School in LA. I went to Alameda for a little bit, and then went to Michigan. Was there for 3 years, and then went to the Rams. Drafted in 2019, third round, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
So it's really just a little bit brief about just my profession, what I've been doing my whole life.
Yeah. Now, congrats on them accomplishments too, bro. Just to see you out there.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That shit crazy for real. What's your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead.
But yeah, bro, I really just wanted to ask you, bro, like, the whole, like, overcoming, like, where we come from, Pasadena, California. A lot of people like to see it as, as a place, as a peaceful place, where people,
Yeah.
UCLA, where they play football at the Rose Parade, they look at it they look at it as, kind of a tourist place, when they come to California, so I want you to, like, give your insights, and you feel me, about, what you seen, like the real side, I wanted you to just kind of elaborate on, like, just what we had to overcome, coming up, in our community, the other side of like our story, our side of the story,
Yeah. I mean, I think I just had a fairly normal upbringing in terms of being an inner city kid, and just whatever going up against that. And I mean, I think early on I just kind of chose. I mean, I chose to do right, whether it be because of my situation, seeing me personally seeing family go through stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or me just wanting better for myself. Um, I think everybody has their forms of adversity. I had some form of adversity. It wasn't anything crazy, but I think the biggest part about that was me making up my mind early, like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like I was never really on the fence, like whether I wanted to be an athlete or be out on the streets or whatever the case may be. Like I felt like I knew that early on, like this is what I wanted to do. Um, and so it wasn't really hard for me. I was around people that were doing this and doing that, and I understand that. I empathize for that because some people don't see another way. But
Yeah.
for me, I just had to see another way. Because whether it was through family members or me just watching somebody else,
Right.
I seen how that can end and be for you. So
Right. Right.
like I just figured out I could take football and use that as a passport to get to where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, I never really thought I'd be able to get to the league, because I was good, but I was whatever. I just really worked hard to just try to get better, every year. Um, and I think another thing about that is me making up my mind. Get better. It always kept me busy. I didn't really have no idle time to be out and getting into other stuff, because I kind of knew where I was going. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things. I was blessed for sure with a lot of resources, whether it be my grandparents or other people that was able to aid and assist me, and just even in somewhere to stay, and friends, their parents. I'm forever indebted to a lot of the people in the city of Pasadena who assisted, and just helped me get here. But yeah, I think I just I figured out early what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
and so that way it was a lot easier for me to navigate and
Hmm.
decide what I wanted to do and just pick and choose in the choices I made to get to where I was going.
Right, right. That's really what it comes down to, too, bro. Because we see a lot of people, from our city, that have a lot of talent, a lot of raw talent, at that. And I feel like a lot of that shit, like comes into play, with real life.
I think what you was trying to just say, bro, you feel me? There's a lot of people that got a lot of talent in the city, you feel me, where we grew up, Panthers,
Yeah.
Trojans, all that shit. But only a select few get to make the league, you know what I'm saying, that we seen. So what was like the difference for you in terms of the path you took from the other people? Or just even like the work ethic, just like the little things that go into it that we don't get to see, you feel me?
Yeah. So I'll be the first to say in my age bracket, growing up, I don't think a lot
Yeah,
of people would have picked me, to go to the league.
yeah,
I think they probably thought I'd go to college and do something, but as far as the league, there's a lot of the people that were a lot more talented than I was.
yeah,
Um, and I think the biggest thing about that was one, work ethic. Um, I felt like I always worked extremely hard. I identified my deficiencies and things I was bad at, and I just worked at it. Somebody told me once in high school, and it was a compliment to me that every time that they saw me, I got better,
yeah,
and that was like my mindset. Like I always want to be better than the last time that you saw me.
yeah,
And I think another thing is, like I was talking about before, is resources. I was big on just tapping into any resource that I could get, which is one of the reasons why I went to the school that I went to. I couldn't have planned it out, but the resources there did help me get to where I am today. And I think that's one of the biggest things, like a lack of resources in the city.
yeah,
And it's not really anybody's fault, it's just it's not there, for one reason or another. And
yeah,
then a lot of false information going around, and it's really not helping kids get to where it needs to be.
yeah,
So that, and combined with guys got stuff going on at home, and all kind of stuff. So I think it was really, for me, it was a perfect storm of me taking holding my own life, being accountable, and then also people being generous with their time and their resources, allowing me to get to where I was going. Because you can want to get something, but sometimes you don't have the means to do it. So
yeah,
you got to go somewhere else. So like I said, it was a perfect storm of people helping me, and me also going out and seeking the help, and then applying it, and performing when I needed to perform.
Exactly.
nah, that's real. That's real thing. A lot of people don't know. You feel me? We only see what you see on TV. You feel me? We don't see
Yeah.
how much hard work niggas put in throughout the Michigan days, all of them for sure. So that's
Oh
what,
yeah. I mean, that's really all it is. I think just powering through it. And I think part of that helped me leaving home and being on my own,
yeah,
and just pushing through that adversity.
yeah,
And I didn't want to be at home because I didn't want that sense of when stuff got hard, me just coming back home, Pasadena,
Yeah.
and just falling in that trap of being comfortable. I was really just trying to push myself, and I also wanted to just open myself to different experiences, being in Michigan or somewhere else. Just helped me grow, and it paid off for me. It definitely paid off.
For sure, for sure.
that's real. So you straight?
Yep, I'm straight. Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we good.
All right, we good. All right, for sure, we on. Nah, tell what you do what you do, Drew.
I would say simply just on the Michigan shit, man. Just tell us one why you feel me you went to go that route. I think you had like a whole bunch of schools in offer. Why Michigan? And one just how was the Big Ten life once you got there?
Okay. I mean, I was committed to Stanford,
Yeah,
and I wasn't really feeling the vibe, just like on campus, being a
Hmm.
student. And my college decision was mainly based off of if I get to college and I just find out that I'm not as good as people say I am, or I get injured or some whatever happens, the worst case scenario,
Right.
where would I want my degree to be from? Where would I want my network base to be from?
yeah,
And where would I want my connections to be rooted in? So that's why I chose Stanford. Not I never really been to the campus. I just always wanted to go to Stanford.
yeah.
And so
Hmm.
when I committed, I started going there, and I wasn't really like vibing with the culture, the team, and just the campus. Because like even though I came from private school, like that was a big jump because that's not really like football culture or nothing like that. Like that's school, like that's all their money. That's a research institution, and a football school is second or shit, maybe even third or fourth. Like they play Notre Dame, and it's a top team matchup, and you can barely fill their stadium. And the stadium was like 70,000 people.
Crazy.
So I was like, man, I want to be in a situation where I get the best of both worlds and play big time football. Because, like I said, if this is it, I want my experiences to be the best that I could possibly make them be. If this is the last step that I go, I want to be able to say I played in big games, in front of 100,000 people, or big games on, college game day, instead of playing, at Stanford where I'm stressed academically, and then I'm not even getting the love or the fun out of playing football because it's not taken serious there.
Yeah.
And so I started looking at schools that had similar academic prestige. You're not gonna get nowhere close to Stanford, but you can get some schools that are in the ballpark. So I took my officials to Notre Dame, Michigan, and then I was also messing with Washington heavy. And I don't know, man. I just fell in love with Michigan when I went on my official. I went to Notre Dame first, and I never been to the Midwest. It was crazy. A lot of fans, the game was hype, and I never really witnessed a football environment like that, other than like when SC was in their glory days. But even then, it was football in LA is kind of fair weather, as far as fans. People want to die hard like that in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So I went Notre Dame and doubled back the next weekend. Went to Michigan. And I went for the Michigan State game on a block punt when Michigan State won on a block punt.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I jailed with all the dudes from Detroit. Jordan Lewis, Levert Hill. I came in with him. A lot of dudes from Detroit. I also got family from Detroit. My dad's side.
Yeah.
My aunt, my dad lived in Detroit. So it was just kind of a perfect storm. There was some other variables that went into that decision, but for the most part, it was I wasn't feeling Stanford. And I wanted to leave home, and Harbaugh just got there, NFL staff, and I figured this is going to be my best opportunity to do the best of both worlds. If I want to be an engineer or something, I could do that here in Michigan. If I want to go to the league, I got all the resources to do that.
Yeah.
So that was the main decision on that. And then as far as like culture in the Midwest, it's way different. Detroit, love Detroit. Everybody in Detroit just showed me a lot of love, whether it's my aunt or just people I met out there. It's a lot different in California, man. California, everything's just split up. We go to school with blacks, whites, and Mexicans, and I remember just like being in the city, and you go somewhere and it could be, just like a regular, little diner or something. People that own the place is black. People that serve you is black.
Yeah.
And, like you look at yearbooks, like past tech,
Yeah.
it's all black people. Like it's all black. So like it was cool when I was in Detroit and stuff. Like I said, my aunt showed me a whole lot of love. She took my dad in when I ran into football here when he was younger.
Yeah.
And like I said, all love out there. As far as the football culture was, pretty different.
Yeah.
We jumped out rolling my freshman year. So I played in big games.
Yeah.
And then, I played with some of the best, football players in the last, decade. Like, names like Jabril Peppers, Devin Bush, Jordan Lewis, highly decorated players on that side of, the country.
Yeah.
And in the best college football. And, I was able to get in there and play well myself.
Yeah.
My last 2 years, I thought I was just ready to make the jump. But as far as culture and everything, like I think it prepared me to be in the NFL, whether mentally being with Harbaugh and that staff, or just the magnitude of the games that I played. I played in a lot of big games in college. I played in coverage, by myself for majority of the game, and I just felt I was ready. I felt like I didn't feel like I could get much, I didn't feel like I could grow as much as I could, since a year in college as I could, a year in the league.
Yeah.
I guess, some people can say, my draft stock. I don't really but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got a lot better. My rookie year, and I was in maybe 6 or 7 games. I got better, in that, 10 months with the Rams, and I did probably in 2 years with me. That's because the level of talent and football that I learned over that course of time. So
Good.
it was a cool decision, man, for me to be home. It was a little rough at times, just being far away. I wasn't able to come home for certain holidays like other guys were because a lot of dudes on the team were from the Midwest. So I spent a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmas, with either friends or my aunt.
Yeah.
So it was rough in that sense, just not being able to be like, I'm gonna go home or I'm gonna go to Lucky Boy, after the game.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
It
God.
was just
Yeah, you
yeah,
know how that be.
Oh,
yeah,
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 they know about
like
that.
like
Yes,
go
sir.
dudes,
on that. Yeah.
exactly like after the game, dudes from the city going back home and being with the people, I'm gonna go to my man, and, but I couldn't do that. So I was just kind of, tagging along. And it was cool. Like I said, man, it was a cool experience. It was something I definitely
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like, man, snow, all that shit. The weather, I can't deal with none of that shit being from California.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got to maneuver that. Playing in the cold, all that. I anything, to
Man, how
defeat
was
that.
it playing in the snow?
I only had one game when we played in like real, real, real snow. Was my
Mm-hmm.
freshman year in Indiana.
Yeah.
And it was like we had a little snowstorm, but I done played in everything from snow, monsoon, freezing cold, hot. Like
Yeah.
Monsoon.
I done been through all that.
Monsoon. I ain't never experienced no monsoon before.
Yeah, so it was cool though, man. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I always joke with my friends and stuff, and because I really believe that I feel like I lived multiple lives at such a young age.
Yeah.
People just talk about like experiencing life and people being afraid to die because they feel like they ain't done enough. Like I feel like
Right.
I got so much more to do, but I also feel like I've done so much. I got so many
Yeah.
experiences. Whether even just the game of football, not even speaking of life. I got a lot of life experiences, but just the game
Mm-hmm.
of football. Playing in front of 100,000 in Columbus. Against Ohio State.
Yeah.
Playing against
Yeah, yeah,
State.
them games go
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
crazy.
so
Them
Hey,
games
I
go
ain't even like,
crazy.
bro. Just that
Yeah.
energy, real. Cause
Them games go
yeah,
crazy.
exactly. And that's just the stuff like just the energy and the aura in certain stadiums and the mood. It's like I never forget it. I think
yeah.
I'll be old and gray. Talking about those times because it's some of my fondest memories. Whether we won or we lost, it's just something
Mm-hmm.
to be in that setting and be a part of it. Not just watching it third party as a fan or on TV, but just to be in the mix and to have an effect on the outcome is always something I'll cherish and always remember.
Yeah.
Right. On everything. Hey, what did you major in?
So man, it was
Holla
it's a
at your
it's
boy,
a, it's a
man.
it's a slippery slope, man. I'm yeah,
Okay.
game
Nah, I feel
on how
that.
they do it. So when I was going to Stanford, they have a program. I wanted to be an engineer really bad. I don't even know if I would have been an engineer,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I wanted to be like, an engineer and I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to like build like stadiums and like really big, like just like venues. And
Mm-hmm.
they had that program because of Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck kind of started the program and they kind of molded it after
Mm-hmm.
him.
Oh, that's hard.
And another reason why I went to Stanford was because like it was your school before football. So, if you
Right.
had school obligations, then that was that. It was school. Like in
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, it was football and then school. Like you got to go to practice and
Mm-hmm.
you figure that shit out later.
Straight up.
So
Mm-hmm.
when I
Yeah.
decommitted, I mean, I ain't gonna say they gamed me. They just did what anybody else would do. On my official, they took me up to the engineering school, all that other shit. You feel me? Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and uh, they just made it sound good. You feel me? Like, okay, we gonna do this, we gonna do this. Some schools told me straight up, like Notre Dame, I went there. They like, you can't even do that man football. Like, we not even
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah. Like you gotta commit your
Yeah,
time to
exactly. Yeah,
this.
like it's gonna be over. And so I did a little bit the summer, and it really wasn't working out because one thing I realized is in college, especially with something like engineering, that's like a profession, like it's something that people really want to do. That
Mm-hmm.
one, it was on North Campus, so I had to commute there, and I wasn't really even taking a class. I was just kind of seeing what I wanted to do to try and get into the engineering school.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I had lifts and practice. I was trying to get up to speed with the dudes that were already at Michigan. And I would see dudes in the morning. I would come in there, and you have like a lab, like where you go and you work on these projects. And the lab
Mm.
room is open the entire day. So I get there maybe like 7:30, leave at like 8:45. It's an off day. Go back to my dorm, eat, rest. You feel me? Go work out. Then go work out with the older dudes and try and push back to North Campus and get a little bit done before I get to go to bed and stuff. And I would see the same people that was there in the morning, working on their lab. And so I
Yeah.
realized quickly, like, the way that I treat football, like somebody's treating me. And it's gonna be
Mm.
hard for me to like be successful, like with such a strenuous, major as far as like doing both sides. And then my
Right.
freshman year, I got hurt,
Mm.
and it was pretty much like they pretty much told me like we're not about to keep like driving you up to North Campus. So you kind of got to figure out what you want to do. And they gave me some options, and it was either psych or social. And I took AP psych in high school, but I actually decided to go with social. So I did that. It was cool. I like learning about people and just stuff involving the world and just why people think and stuff like that. So social psych was like a good, major for me. Also don't mind reading and writing papers. That's probably one of my strengths. I read that shit in some number country. Um, so it was cool. School wasn't hard for me in Michigan at all. We had a lot of resources tutor wise, but like I said, it wasn't hard. The biggest part about college for me was just the time management. That's the only thing that was important. Just like
Right.
if you got a paper, you got to know you got to put that time aside. Whether you're gonna work at it, day by day, you just gonna crank it out, one day and all. You just got to make sure you put that time aside.
Right.
But that's really what it was as far as the school and stuff, man. Like the only people that you see that are going above and beyond academically, for the most part, at most schools, are going to be people that are like walk-ons or like people that really don't like care about football, because it's
Yeah.
just difficult at an FBS school because that's where your time is. Like they want a lot of your time allotted to football,
Yeah.
and it's extremely hard during times like this where you got winter workouts. You got to be up 5 in the morning, and then shit, it goes from 5:30 to like 7:30. You got class at 8 or 8:30. You got to shower, get to class, and then you have class from 8:30 to 1. You got meetings. So it's like it's hard for you to compete with somebody who's really trying to be an engineer. Like their mindset is they want to be the best engineer in the world,
Yeah.
and you trying to be the best football player and the best engineer. And I'm not saying it can't be done, but at some places they make it really difficult for somebody to pursue both avenues.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I had different plans for you, so you feel me? It all worked out.
Oh
For you.
yeah, man. It was all. It was. I mean, like
I
I
had
said,
different plans for
when
you.
that happened, it was what it was. I just kind of. I ain't gonna say I put all my eggs in the basket, but I'm like, well, shit, I got to make this work
Right.
now. So I just kind of shifted my energy there, and like I said, school wasn't difficult for me, so I knew there wasn't no worry there. But ended like you said, it ended up working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
end up getting your degree
Yeah. We
too?
seen.
Say it again.
Did you end up getting your degree too?
Nah, I didn't, because so I was on track early on.
Yeah.
I had a few mishaps like my freshman year, and then
Cause
stuff.
you only play. You played 2 years after when you got hurt your freshman year. You only played for 3
Yeah, I
years,
played
right?
3. I left.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I could have graduated early, but so we had I don't know if you've seen Michigan. They would like travel and go abroad, go to like
Yeah.
Italy, and so I just came from Italy, and so we have our semester is kind of weird. So we have our spring break early before everybody else, and our semester ends like April 17th. So every year, April 17th, I'll be done with school. But they got a gap. It's like a gap between like April 17th and like the end of May for like it's like the end of May, and it's called like a spring term. So you can get credits in there. It's like an accelerated course, same amount of credit. The course is just sped up, and so that's our dead period at Michigan.
Yeah.
And so you're supposed to be taking classes, but I would just go home. Cause like I wouldn't be able, like, for instance, if I didn't go home during that time, I would be in Michigan year round. Because this how fucked up it was with the football shit. We would have to stay in Michigan for 4th of July, So I would be in Michigan from June. So when I got there on June, I got there on June 23rd. I was in Michigan from June all the way until December 24th, and I had to fly out on the 26th to go to the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl was on the 31st.
Yeah.
School started back on the 3rd. And like that's what I'm saying. Like
That's janky.
yeah,
That's
and
janky,
that's what I'm
bro.
saying. So and it ain't like I'm going from Chicago to Detroit. Like I got a long flight, so I can't just go the day of, or I gotta I'm gonna lose 2 days getting there a whole day traveling. So I figured it out. Like my second year, although my teachers like I'm gonna miss the first week of class coming back because I was also a dead period. And then during that little dead period in April, I was leaving because I had already went to Italy and Rome, and I'm like, man, I'd rather just go home and recharge my battery and be with my folks rather than just trying to have this mental battle and going through all this stuff. And I'm not in a familiar setting or environment. Like it ain't like I'm staying back home, but I think I needed that to recharge and be back and just be myself while when the football came back together.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah. At least,
Bro, it's always good.
at least there, did you have any like mentors that was helping you along the way? That was, you feel me, just like you could say best in the college era kind of thing.
Man, it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I say people that was there.
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis kind of taught me a lot about just preparation and practice. How to practice, how to practice. And compete. At a high level every day. Technique wise, taught me a lot of stuff. I was able to learn a lot my freshman year. As far as off the field stuff, I just say some of the same people.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Miles Bryant. I talk to his dad a lot.
My boy.
Yeah, I talk to Joel a lot, and just a ton of people, man, that I felt like I spoke with during my time there that helped me in one facet or another. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't even name. I don't want to name everybody because I feel like I forget somebody. Y'all watching it, thank y'all, all of y'all.
We know.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely have a
We
piece
know
of
the truth. We know the truth, bro.
Nah.
Bro, so
Go ahead, Joe.
well, I wanted to ask you, like, you feel me? So, who's the funniest player on the Rams?
Man.
Who's the funniest teammate that you got, bro?
Funniest?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'll probably say either Michael Brockers or he just got claimed. He with the Broncos now. This dude named Trez. He's from Georgia.
Yeah.
Probably them two or Dante Dion. He from the 9.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Did he funny? I'm trying who else? I mean, that's it for real.
Ain't nobody got no jokes over there.
Nah. There's other people that sneak funny for sure, but like them the ones that's like they every day with it.
They consistent with their funnies. Yep. Oh, everything. They consistent with their funnies, bro. So was you when you so how did that little like combine situation? You got invited to the combine? Right? Okay, so when you got that opportunity, bro, like what was just the feeling, bro? Like
I mean
or did you kind of know? Did you kind of already know that you
was
gonna get that?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I didn't even think about it like that because when I came out, I really was, for a cool little minute, I was running on my own energy because a lot of people were telling me, not to come out and giving me, negative information. I actually had some information from somebody who was like in the league who told me, who I trusted, who basically told me what was gonna happen, and that actually went down. So I trusted in them, and I left everything else. Really, I left it up to God. Like I wasn't really stressing myself out on different outcomes because there was dudes that I was training with that was looking on mock drafts and they see 56th round, undrafted. Like when I came out, like my draft grade that the NFL gave me was I got 2 second rounds, a third round, and a fourth round. So that's to go back to school grade. So I just, you feel me, scratch that. And I'm like, you feel me, I'm gonna figure it out.
Straight out.
And my mindset was So my mindset, I wouldn't even think about all that because the dude had basically told me like, you feel me? You get out there, you run this, you got a test, you good. You like you ain't gonna fall below the third. So all I was working on is just the stuff that I can control. I wasn't really thinking about the combine and all that other shit because like a lot of dudes were stressing themselves out. Like dudes hitting their agent up every day, like when I'm gonna get my invite, when I'm gonna get my da da da. I'm like, man, you feel me? I'm not gonna put no extra stress on myself about some shit that I can control. All I can control is how I'm about to go out here and perform.
Right.
So
Everybody got their time.
exactly.
Bro.
So I just really I put all my energy into training, man, getting my body right. Because I just came off the season. Peace Bowl was I don't know December 28th. I was back in California training on the 3rd. Like it was quick because I had to recover from the season, and then I also had to get ready to go to a combine or a pro day or whatever the case may be. I was lucky that I didn't have to do no senior day stuff like that to set me back. And when I did get the invite, it was just I don't know, man. I was excited because it's something I'd always watch. I seen Keith on, Steven. Those are dudes from Pasadena that I've seen at the combine. And when I finally got my chance to go, man, I felt like I've been training for it forever. I was talking with my trainers, and I tell young guys this, that people just see me being successful and they don't think about everything that goes behind that. And when I got to the combine, I told them, I said, man, like I essentially trained for 15 years for an hour interview. Like I trained for years on end for something that I didn't even know would even come. I didn't know if I'd go to the combine now. Of course I had an idea that I would get invited. But I was training for, this hour interview. And I mean, when I got there, I guess the only big worry I had was my 40, just like not being psyched out and running, doing nothing that I didn't do during training. Because training, I did everything I needed to do training wise. I wasn't worried about my bench. I didn't even work on that shit. I knew I was gonna get that. And then my short shuttle stuff, I wasn't worried about that shit either. All I was worried about was running. And so I was, like I said, it was another blessing, man, that we got to run first. We had to do our little testing shit first. So I ran first. And it's weird because when I always tell people this, like when they after 40, people think that there's like a clock in in the coach stadium, but it's not. Like so when you run, you don't know your time. Like
Until you
like you just finished running. That's why sometimes you see people celebrating and that should be like 4:09. They don't even know. Like so
4:09.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even know. So like when I ran,
they thought they was moving.
I'm like shit, like you feel me? I felt fast, but I don't know what fast. You got
I felt
real shit. So like
stupid.
you gotta go back to your phone and like look at your phone, and then the dudes who you training with, whatever your group is, they'll text you like, you feel me, 4 da 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 unofficial. So like I'm walking back, I'm getting ready for I'm just trying to stay composed for whatever happens. Whether it's a good time or a bad time. Like you can't fold. If you can't fold in the second round. If you're playing bad, you can't get in your head and then do some nuts shit. Load the second round. So I'm like, I'm just getting ready for whatever. And that nigga text me like 446. I'm like, that's clean. I'm like, that's all I need.
That's clean.
Like,
that's all you need.
The thing is, like, that was my thing because I'm not. I mean, I ended up being a combine warrior there, but I'm not somebody that just just tests off the charts. I did test well, but when I got that 446, that's all I was worried about. Field drills. I've been doing that since I was 7th, 8th grade. With Drew at Mir, I've been doing that for years on years.
Shout out to D-Roo,
man. I'm telling you, shout out to you, man.
Right there.
I've been doing that for years. So the field work, I was never worried about that. I was never worried about my movement, about catching the ball. I wasn't worried about no gauntlet, none of that. All I was worried about is me feeling healthy and being able to run the way I know that I could run. So I went 446 and then 445. And then after that, man, it was like God carried me the rest of the way, bro. I'm telling you, like, I tested well and all my agility stuff. I jumped well. And then after that, man, shoot, that it was in the bag after that, after my combine,
Mhm.
because I
Yeah.
had good tape. It was just a lot of people thought that I was gonna run slower than I was. I mean, I was heavier at Michigan,
Mhm.
probably down like
Mhm.
12, 13 pounds than I was at Michigan, but
Right.
a lot of people thought I was gonna run slow. But after that, man, that was a blessing. I'm just happy to say that I shared a good memory from the combine. Like, man, it was kind of like a miracle story because I wasn't feeling well, the night before I was running. I remember calling my boy, Levert, at Michigan. He had
Yeah.
ended up staying. We in the same class.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, I'm not feeling well. And like basically he was talking to me like, man, like, we ain't got time for that. Like, you gotta
Mhm.
get your mind right.
Yeah.
And like,
Was you nervous?
yeah. And like,
He said, "Hell yeah."
and so like I was already in that mind frame, but just hearing it from him, I'm like, you feel me? I gotta get right.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, like I said, man, I just went out there and was running. I'm like, man, I don't feel
Mhm.
well, but you feel me? You only get one time to do this. It ain't no
Straight
do-over.
up.
Yeah. So, like I
Straight
said, I
up.
went out there, ran well, tested well, and
Mhm.
man, it did me
Yeah.
shit. I mean, I did what bro told me to do, and everything happened. Everything was in front of place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what you feel like? So what you feel like is like in order? You feel me? What's like the most important thing? You feel me in the combine? I know I know number one probably just gonna be that 40 because just the way you've been explaining it, I know the number one
Yeah.
priority is
So
gonna
it,
be
it,
40.
it really depends on your position, but I'll say this. I say your 40, your I don't know how they'll rank your L drill or your 5-10-5. That's really not that important. I mean,
Mhm.
I had a good ass
That's the
time.
field drills, right?
Yeah, that's the like 5-10-5 and
Yeah.
then the 3-cone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They gonna look at that to see like how your change direction is, and
Mhm.
then I'll say low key I go 40 and then broad jump. I go 40 broad jump vertical because that like confirms like if you're explosive or not. Like your broad jump and your
Mhm.
vertical. And then I'll go everything else. So I put 40 broad and vertical the same, and then everything else. Like I say, the only way your agility stuff, the cone drills matter is if you do something.
Yeah.
Run a slow time. But if you just run a regular
Mhm.
game, ain't nobody gonna make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was draft day, bro? And how was that feeling? Getting your name called on the stage, all that.
Yeah, man, it was cool. My folks did some stuff. I really was just trying to be in the house, by myself, because I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
Who don't want that experience, bro? Who don't want that experience though?
yeah,
You
I
feel
mean, I
me?
mean, yeah, not for sure, but for me, it was just I I always like to be to myself, and like I didn't want a whole bunch of people just around. And my mindset was, if this don't go how I want it to go, like I don't want everybody feeling sorry. Like it's okay, like
Mhm.
because that's not the
Mhm.
energy I want around me during a time like that. Like
Mhm.
I just want to be around some people
Yeah.
that that I rock. I want to be around my
They
brother.
can comfort you.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
close friends,
Exactly.
and just people that know how I'm feeling, understood, gonna
Mhm.
give me my space, but also
Mhm.
keep my head in the right direction. I don't need nobody. I don't need a pity
Mhm.
party.
Mhm. Right.
And I mean, my draft day was smooth. First day I came in, I watched the first day. Just from my agent told me to
Mhm.
watch the first day. No, the first corner went like the last pick, DeAndre Baker,
Yeah.
and so I knew by a corner going that late because it was supposed to. Greedy Williams was supposed to go like early top 5, top 10, and had that
Mhm.
all happened, I probably would have went like in the back of the second, but that moved everything
Mhm.
back. And so second round go through, dudes picked up, and I was just chilling. And then third round came, and the Colts had called me,
Mm.
and I was banking on Chicago like trading for me because our dad came and like worked me out, like the whole front office, everything, and they had they basically said like they like me and that if I was available that they would trade up for me but that they didn't think I'd be available in the back of the third when they picked.
Mhm.
So they picked somebody before me. I think it was David Montgomery, running back from Iowa State. He's still there right now.
Mm.
And then they traded they pick away. So I'm like, all right, then Chicago, they ain't really fucking.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
the Colts called me.
Mm.
And so I didn't really know how it worked. So I tried to answer the call, and the call failed. So I'm like, damn, I just missed my, my chance.
Yeah,
Like they gonna somebody
yeah.
else. Like, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, nah, real
Mhm.
shit. So I'm like, I'm trying to call the number
You
back.
didn't get the call back?
I'm trying to call the number back, and then they call my agent.
Nah.
So my agent's on the phone with the coach, and they're talking to him about trading up. So I'm thinking like, okay, boom, boom, boom. My phone ring again. I'm thinking it's like an area scout from the coach saying like, yeah, we about to pick you.
Yeah.
It's the Rams, and the Rams like, we about to pick you, whoop, whoop, whoop. And there's a cool little story because the GM, I actually met him my senior year at Loyola.
Yeah.
Um, His son, they had just moved. They were moving from St. Louis. The Rams were relocating to LA. And his son came to Loyola. And that's just like a situation where I say like a resource and a connection that you wouldn't really get in another setting.
Right.
Like that's not something I intended to happen, but that was just like I knew that there was more resources elsewhere. So that was
Right.
an opportunity that that planted a seed I didn't even know I would need later down the line. By him just meeting me and talking to me and just hearing about me,
Yeah.
across campus with faculty and whatever the case may be, even coaches. And I remember talking to him that day. I was talking to him about Todd Gurley, what it takes to build a team.
Yeah.
And I never thought the conversation would lead a room or it would even be significant. I'm like, man, he probably wouldn't even remember me, nothing. And so, fast forward, we was at 3-4 years, and he's drafting me. And I don't know if that was a defining moment or the underlying reason why they drafted me, but I think it can only help in those situations. So that was cool when the Rams ended up drafting me. So my agent hung up the phone with Indianapolis, and it was cool, man. Getting to stay home because I didn't think I was gonna stay home. I thought I was gonna be back in the Midwest or somewhere down south. So
I know that's a relief, man. I know that's a relief. You be at home, you feel me? You still get to hit Lucky Boy.
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean,
feel
yeah,
me?
no, for sure. It was cool being back home, man. Especially because I'd been gone for so long, man. I was away at school, so it was like, man, it was perfect timing. It was that was all God in terms of putting me right where I needed to be, not necessarily where I wanted to be. And it was smooth, man. I haven't played a whole ton, for one reason or another, but I think that's another situation where I feel like I'm just gonna trust the process because my rookie year I was behind a lot of vets, Keith Lee, Marcus Peters. I learned a lot from Eric Weddle, so I feel like that type of stuff is invaluable. Like that's not gonna show up, for my time in the league, but that information that they're giving me is invaluable. Like that's gonna keep me in the league another 2 to 3 years if I want to keep playing football, just from stuff that they told me. And last year I was able to get my feet wet a little bit. I wasn't out there, a whole lot, but I did play some games defensively at least. I played every game, but I did play some games defensively. And so, man, I feel good about going into this next year. I feel like I was ready last year, but like I said, I only focus on the things that I can control, and I feel like I made the best out of my opportunities and the time given. I didn't waste any time dwelling or feeling sorry for myself, because I feel like that could be easy for me, especially being home. Because I want to play. I want to play. I'm back home. I want to be on the field. I'm used to playing, in college, but it's just I just had to be mature about the situation and keep developing, keep getting better, and see the good side of stuff, man. Because last thing you want to do is take this opportunity for granted, whether you're playing or not. This is a blessing, and like I said, it's more experiences, man. Than I already remember.
For sure.
So how different is like the training from training the weight room, the practices, and all that transitioning from college to the NFL.
Harbaugh, he's notorious for he was a building college guy, so we was grinding, man. So we grinded. My 3 years at Michigan, spring ball practice was 4 hours. We was grinding at Michigan.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4. We do a 2-hour script, flip the script back over, and we do a 2-hour script again. We start all over. We do individual again, all that. So we grinded when I was at Michigan. So when I got to the Rams, it was different because it was a younger coaching staff. It's kind of the new era of football. I didn't have any crazy rookie duties or nothing like that. All these stories about people doing this and that. And they don't really believe in that. They're pretty young. and we just it was different, man. They take care of your body. Like we got these little things on the back of our pads. We had them at Michigan, but I saw the joke like, man, like y'all don't believe
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah.
Like y'all just
Yeah.
y'all. I'm like, cause I'm like, it gotta be red, bro. Like all
Yeah.
everybody bars gotta be red. Like we hurting.
Come on now.
But like at the
Yeah.
Rams, like you do your wellness every day. You know, you say your back or your hamstrings hurting. They'll be like, all right, you know, just take this off during individual or do this and that. So um, it's been a blessing to be on both sides of the spectrum. You know, the extremes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, grinding every day, and then another situation where they think, you know, being, you know, fresh or, you know, rested, you know, fresh and healthy is the best, you know,
Mm-hmm.
formula for winning. So
Yeah.
it's been cool.
Right.
Lifting wise, I'll probably just I've been working smarter. A lot of my stuff is like injury prevention and explosion. I be tapping in with Bug, Adonis, with a lot of the workouts for
Oh
reactive
yeah.
stuff. You know,
Yeah, shout out to Adonis, man. He making it
yeah,
happen, bro.
nah,
He getting everybody
yeah,
right,
nah,
man.
for sure, man. He Dina, but I think
Mm-hmm.
me personally,
Yeah.
with me just being around different trainers and stuff, I think he one of
Mm-hmm.
the best in the business right now. You know, I think you
Shout out
know,
to him.
we definitely got a gym, and I think people should use him a lot more
Mm-hmm.
before he takes off and goes on to what he
Yeah.
can, you know, what he eventually will do.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of stuff he's teaching, man, you know, you're not gonna get that even at a collegiate level. That attention to
Mm-hmm.
detail.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what my training is more, you know, pushed towards. I was heavy lifting at Michigan. I was big as hell. I was like 197.
Yeah.
I was
Damn.
big.
Damn.
Yes, I was big. So, but when I came to the Rams, I had to report to camp at like 186,
Mm.
185. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been down. I'm probably still as strong as I am. I low key look a lot bigger than my cut up, but I'm
Yeah.
a lot down, a lot in weight, and really just mobility, function. Like I said, everything here is just smarter, not harder. So that's
Mm-hmm.
really been my focus. Even my gym that I built in my garage, all that's been the focus. You know, mobility, recovery, getting my body as close as I can, 100% for 16 weeks. You know,
Right.
because that's the biggest thing about staying healthy in the league. And you know, I haven't played a ton, but I'll say I've done a good job of that. You know,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of rookies that really don't know what it takes to be a professional and keep your body healthy and keep your body up. So I think I've done a good job of taking advantage of those resources and being attentive with my body.
Mm.
Definitely. So,
Go ahead, though.
what I want to ask you is, you feel me? You've been playing football your whole life. You feel me? You done played with us. You done played in
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school, all that. Who's like the best receiver you've ever went against, bro?
The best receiver. Hmm. Uh, my since every like the whole thing.
You could just name like collegiate level or NFL level. You know,
Um,
high school too, if you want to.
college. I mean, I think it's I've won against some dudes, but especially in college, they ain't really get off. Like I went against DJ
Mm-hmm.
Moore. He was the first receiver selected that year,
Yeah.
and like I had to
Mm-hmm.
pick that game. I had a real good game. You know, I had a real good game. But I think he was a great talent. Like watching film and
Mm-hmm.
preparing for that game, I think I had to get my
Mm-hmm.
mind right and do a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Terry McLaurin, I think he's probably one of the best I went against
Oh,
in
great.
college.
Okay. You play for the Browns,
No,
right?
he with
Football team.
Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, Washington. Okay. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was. I think he was one of the best. I gave him a lot of credit. You know, coming out of the combine. You know,
Yeah.
everybody
Mm-hmm.
be Michigan, Ohio State, but you know, I give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys that was coming out of Ohio State that was getting a lot more hype than him, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm real film orientated. You know, when I break the film down,
Yeah.
who's what can you do, what do you bring to the table, and
Mm-hmm.
you know how difficult is it to stop your game? And I think that he was one of the people like, you know, you gonna have your hands full if you don't come ready to work. And he showed
Mm-hmm.
that as a rookie and even as a second year player
Yeah.
that you know
Mm-hmm.
he's somebody, you know, he got game for sure. In the
Mm-hmm.
league, I don't know. I mean, I checked Julio, but it wasn't, you know, I guess prime Julio. Um,
Yeah.
So I checked Julio. My first game. That was my first game back.
Yeah.
That was my first game. That was my first game active.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
That's the
you
seven
know
right
you
goal.
you feel me? You was ready for. I know you was ready, but you feel me? How was
Oh
that
no, I
feeling?
mean
You know you had
I
the
wasn't in there the
studio.
whole game. I was in there like
Mm-hmm.
the back half, like
Mm-hmm.
garbage time.
Yeah.
That was actually my first like career tackle was on him, and I was really just because I had never really played in a game setting. Like had I been playing now, and that's why I say like experience is. I almost will put experience over talent, bro, when you get to professional level because
Right.
everybody's the damn near the
Mm-hmm.
same,
Yeah.
skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got the same. It's just about the experience and how you apply that. And I laugh at some of the stuff that I see because I would have played that route so differently.
Yeah.
Like I was just thinking
Right.
about like me being in like man like don't get BD
Yeah.
like it's a rookie
Yeah.
on Julio Jones. They just about to go deep.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it was really just about. It wasn't. I ain't gonna say I was psyched out, but it's really just about like calming your nerves down and
Mm-hmm.
just getting just getting in like a comfortable field to where you can just take the coaching that you've been getting all week and apply it, and not be worried
Mm-hmm.
about what could possibly go on and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, checking him, it was crazy. I'm just being out there, man. Because like I said, man, my
Mm-hmm.
rookie year was so crazy because I'm like, damn, like I used to play Madden, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
y'all.
Yeah.
So I remember I was inactive when we played the Browns, but like being out there, Odell and everybody, and it's like, damn, like we
Mm-hmm.
all on the same playing field, Since,
Yep.
um, but I probably say, I mean, I gotta put Julio in there off the rip. Allen Robinson was pretty good. I checked him in the slot when he played Chicago.
He pretty fast, huh? He pretty
He
fast,
really
huh?
just like she's shifty more than anything, and he like
Yeah.
he catch the ball.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson. I think who else was smooth. Uh, man, I didn't check him, but Devontae Adams, you gotta respect his game.
Yeah.
It's him.
Oh,
I mean,
you got
it's
to.
really him and Aaron. They serious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
AB, I checked AB this
Mm-hmm.
year. We played him Monday night.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
he got he
Wait,
he's
he was on the bus,
yeah.
right? When he had played y'all. Okay, he
Yeah,
was
I
already on there.
checked AB, and then I feel like I'm missing somebody else as far as the best.
Who's the biggest one? Like the smallest one. Who's the biggest
Gotta be a
one?
nigga like DK Metcalf or somebody like that.
That was
Oh
the
man,
biggest
I
one.
forgot. I gotta put Tyler Lockett in there. Tyler Lockett can go,
Rated.
Oh,
He
Tyler Lockett.
go.
Hey, nah,
but
hey, he's underrated, bro. He's nice, bro. I hate when we play against him. It kind of get on my nerves. You feel
yeah,
me? When we play against him.
Tyler Lockett.
He
I
nice.
mean, the biggest, yeah, probably the biggest receiver, yeah,
Yeah.
DK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, but for sure. But like, so we get to the Rams, Joe. You got Sean McVay, you got Aaron Donald, you got all these big names, and you see them training camp. You see how they work every day. How did that help your game? How did that even inspire you to see these people? Like people used to play with on Madden and all that.
Um, I don't. I mean, I think what the league really is about is just like finding just finding like their comfort zone and like
Yeah,
an area that you can dwell in and just excelling in that. Like more oftentimes than not, a lot of people try and be good at everything. They try and be a master of many, like a man of many things, but a master of nothing. So like,
Right.
I feel like my rookie year, they pretty much told me like, let somebody get hurt, you're really not about to play. Like you really
Mm-hmm.
this is a project for when Marcus and Keith are done. You think that they only have
Mm-hmm.
another year or two, and that's what we're grooming you for. So my rookie year, I played a lot of positions. I played
Yeah.
nickel, dime, corner. We even had a single safety position that I played a few times.
yeah,
And really, for me, it was an overload of information of me trying to, you know, be all these different players that they're asking me to be, while also, still being myself, being what made me and got me to the league.
yeah,
So I did a lot, juggling with that early on. I played well when I did get in my rookie year. I played, extremely well. I think for the the circumstances.
Mhm.
But as far as like watching AD in there, I think it's you kind of gotta just find your own. You can kind of take bits and pieces, because it's different guys prepared differently. I think one of
Mhm.
the most influential people in my career is probably Eric Weddle.
Mm.
Just the way that he, watched film, student of the game, and how cerebral he was. Um, just being able to play the game while his body was slowing down. His body, he would always say, my body's not what it used to be. He still moved well. It's not like he was out there, just on bullshit, but
Yeah.
his body slowed down, but it's like his game speed didn't. The way that he played didn't slow down because he spent so much time in the film room. And I spent a good deal of time. If it was 16 weeks, I spent 12 to 13 of them every day after practice with him, watching film, breaking down film.
Yeah.
And that just showed me like what it takes to be, relevant in this league and to stay in this league and to make plays in this league. And that, when you put the time in, you're rewarded for it.
Yeah.
One of my rookie stories is, I'll never forget it. We spent, I don't know, man, we broke up like 280 plays on a Wednesday. And we were about to play the Browns. And Nick Chubb, whenever he stepped back, it was a draw.
Yeah.
But it was
Mhm.
it was a certain set. I forgot what the set was. But whenever he stepped back, 100% draw. And it was a turning point in the game. It was a fourth down, fourth and short. It's in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's in a half. Nick Chubb stepped back. He left the half of the field and shot out and made the tackle fourth down. It was a big fourth down stop. And like for
Mhm.
everybody else, it was like that's just Dub making a play. But I'm like, damn, like I really got to see what it's like to like
Mhm.
prepare for that, and then not only prepare but to trust it and go make a play. Because a lot of people would have been like,
Mhm.
I got half. That ain't really my job. And then afterwards, you'd have been like, damn, I knew that.
Yeah.
But it's like playing with him and Marcus, and even the key. Like I learned about like just preparing and then trusting that preparation and going out there and playing, at an extremely high speed. AD, he just man, that's just will and talent
Mhm.
and some more stuff. But uh,
That's just what it
yeah, for
is.
sure.
Hell yeah, bro. So I want to ask you, you know, it's been a long journey. We done seen it. You feel me? We've seen it since you was young. You feel me? You had it, bro.
Yeah.
We want to know like what's the best advice that you've been given. Within this journey that you've been
The
taking.
best advice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I say one of them is the best. The best ability is availability, and like that's you can take.
That's deeper than what it
I mean,
sounds, truly,
you can
bro.
take it a lot of ways. You can say like
Mm,
for somebody that's always hurt, or even somebody that's going to put themselves in a situation to not be available, whether that's off the field issues
mhm,
or being against the team. Like, and that's something I think that's extremely important, um, and something that's always stuck with me. Somebody told me that like seventh, eighth grade.
Yeah.
Um,
mhm,
but advice, I mean, man, I think probably the biggest advice would be, or not even advice, but just you know, growing up around other people that were playing Division One ball or putting themselves in position to go to the next level. I just seen what it
mhm,
took, like the work that went in. Like I
mhm,
wasn't one of the people that just assumed that people just popped up on Saturdays or Sundays. Like I was able to see what that looked like leading up to that
mhm,
process, and just hear stories about people. Like I remember training in high school and hearing, we had a dude that went to Loyola who played in the league, and he played with T.O. And he
mhm,
just talked about how much of a workhorse he was, like how he was running 1,000 miles an hour in practice, like how hard he trained, like how well he treated his body. And
mhm,
that was something that was always in the back of my mind when I was training in college. Like, I can't be on
mhm,
bullshit here because I know what guys are doing on the next level.
Yeah.
So I gotta take this serious and compete and do the right things with my body, prepare the right way,
Yeah.
and really not take shortcuts. And like I said, for some people, man, they're naturally gifted. I feel like I see people all the time, whether it's in college or even in a league, that really don't need to do much to be relevant or to be great in this league.
Yeah.
But for myself and for a lot of other people, I think you got to tap in to a different level of focus and discipline in order to maintain stuff that you want to get, especially at this level. I mean, it's only so many professional football players in the world. So in order to uphold that standard and keep yourself in the right place, you got to be disciplined and have a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, bro. So,
Clear.
damn, I forgot what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say some real shit too, bro.
You good?
Damn. Oh, like, was there anybody like, we got a lot of people that, we grew up seeing, like, go to the league or, do big things other than football though, you feel me? Was there like anybody that you grew up seeing like in the city, that kind of gave you that motivation, to pursue your dream?
Shit, K1. Man, K1 used to look out for me. Even when I was a pup, I was at Loyola, man. I'll never forget it, man. He'd pull up on me and give me like gloves and shit. Like I ain't had no gloves for the game or something. He'll pull up, and man, that was everything to me. Like having gloves, man. See, like that's
Hell yeah.
you feel me? And sometimes he'll give me some cool shit. He'll give me some, like all white gloves, Nike sign white. Like you can't go to Dixon and get the.
Them is cold too.
So like it was watching him, and then he was also from my era at least. Like we young for the most part. So from our era, that was like like not a household name, but like he was much bigger than Pasadena. Like he was big to us, but he was also big on a national scale. Like he was he was one of the first people I knew that got SEC offers.
Yeah.
Like I knew of people being stuff up and down the coast, but like for somebody to come from down south, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, that was big. And I spent a lot of time watching him work. Like I said, I was young going to Team D1, like 7th, 8th grade. He was a junior, so I was able to just watch him compete every day. I just I admired his work ethic and just how down to earth he was.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, he always looked out for me. Even when I was young, when I was like everything. Everyone always showed love, from the jump. So I said, anybody, going for sure.
Yeah. That's good.
For sure. Definitely, bro.
Shit. Now, I was about to. It's the time of the day, bro. You know what time it is?
Oh yeah, it's the moment of truth, bro. It's the moment of truth, man. You feel me? So what we want to know is, we want you to name, this ain't got nothing to do with no football. So you feel me? We're getting off topic now. So you feel me? We want you to name your top 5 artists, not just rappers. You feel me? But artists, if you can. Top 5 artists, R&B, rap, it doesn't matter what it is. Now and all time.
Now and all time.
Yeah.
It's tough. Everybody got trouble with this question. It's hard.
That's tough, man. So I got to do 5 for now and 5 for all time.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't listen to R&B right now, you feel me? You don't gotta. You feel me? It could be all 5 rappers, but you feel me? I want you to like.
I feel like I listen to so much music, but I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna give 5 in no order, and this is just music that I listen to or music that's inspired by one of these artists.
Yeah.
So you got to put Michael Jackson in there.
Mandatory.
I feel like
as mandatory. We say that every episode.
Yeah, so gotta put Michael Jackson in there. And regardless of what people say about this man, but Kanye West, that's one of my favorite producers.
I can respect
that. And in many senses, an icon. Whether it's the fashion or whatever. Man, after that, it gets tricky. Because you could go a lot of ways. Me personally, I'm gonna put Kendrick in there. I've been a real big Kendrick fan.
This right now, right, or all time?
All time, for me.
Okay.
For me, just like people that I listen to. Yeah. After that, I mean, I gotta put Drake in there.
I was gonna say, niggas gotta put Drake.
That's That's mandatory. That's mandatory.
And then after that, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What got on my phone? Music like
Man. Oh
five,
no, he
five,
not gonna say
five.
it,
Nah.
bro. He not gonna say. Not gonna say it, bro. He not gonna say it, bro. I thought that he'd be the one to say it too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he'd be the one to say it.
Five is tough, man.
That's crazy. He not gonna put the boy up in there.
I'm trying to think. Is it you? Who you talking about? This somebody old or new?
Nah, bro. You named Drake, so I figured that you was just gonna bounce right to him right after. You feel me?
Drake. Is somebody new?
Nah, it's somebody put Drake on.
Oh shit! I'm asleep.
Yeah,
Let,
come on.
let me
Yeah.
let me take Drake out. I'm gonna put.
Gotta put Weezy in there.
I'm gonna put. See, that's what I said. I'm gonna forget somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put Lil Wayne in there. Matter of fact, I might bump Kendrick down because he ain't dropping nothing.
Yeah,
So we gonna.
he's
He
done.
ain't
Right?
dropped nothing, bro.
he's
He ain't dropped nothing in 2 years, bro. 2-3 years,
So
bro. That's
so
just crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. That's probably one of my most listened to albums. Some of the albums he
Mm-hmm.
dropped this week.
yeah,
Mostly probably
Mm-hmm.
on my account.
yeah.
But Wayne, Drake, and then I mean I guess I'll say Kendrick. I was rocking with Cole for a minute, but I ain't really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like some of the spoken word shit he be on is cool, but like I was kind of more like the simple, you know, dollar in the dream
More so the
type,
flow.
yeah, like
Yeah, the
yeah, like
yeah,
like I said, that's cool, that's
yeah.
cool, because I feel like Kendrick kind of on the same thing where he's just all spoken word, but I don't know, I feel like J. Cole just started off so different, and then he kind of transcended to that, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the music that I listen to from him is like older. Right now, man,
I know it's a lot of Detroit shit up in here. We be slapping Detroit shit. That shit be what?
I think I'm gonna just put Detroit music as one, like as one
Mm-hmm.
whole.
Whole
There's a
thing.
lot of artists
Yeah.
I rock with.
Mm-hmm. That shit be going. Hey, Detroit be going crazy
Yeah,
this
You
year,
know,
bro. I
I
ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
lie.
lie, that's hard.
Detroit got
yeah.
fire
So
shit, bro. But Cash Kid gonna be my number one when it comes to that, though.
I put Detroit in there. Shit, Lil Baby been going crazy, and it was crazy. I ain't even really listen to him like that. Dudes listen to him my freshman year.
Yeah,
He had that little freestyle that was out there. Everybody was
yeah.
playing. That was like his first little,
Mm-hmm.
but he been going crazy. I've been listening to some of his music. Shit, Moneybag.
Money back.
This is shit I listen when I'm working out.
Yeah, I gotta tap in. I gotta tap in with Moneybag.
Yeah,
I gotta tap in with
Moneybag. Who else I be listening to? I'm just thinking while I be working out. Shit,
Niggas are like,
Kanye West in there too.
new
He
Kanye.
all time.
Oh,
Yeah, still. New Kanye or the old Kanye?
Old Kanye.
Are you fuck with his new shit?
Really anything after the Life of Pablo is hit or miss.
yeah.
So I put Kanye in there too. Got to put him in there. That's 3. 2 more. What else you listen to?
You can check your phone and shit, bro. That's all good.
Oh shit, Brent. I'm about to put him in there.
Oh, come on now. Yeah, you smart, bro. That's a different type of player right there.
That nigga so cold.
Type of player right there.
Yeah, I got one more spot. I'm trying to think. Let me see. I'm gonna check my phone. What have I been listening to? Ooh, this a hard one. So I say he be in my rotation. So I say Nip,
Mm-hmm.
but I say right after this according to my phone, I fuck with J Rock heavy.
Okay.
Okay.
Some of his
I ain't tapped out in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. And you know what's crazy, bro? You the first person that didn't name Blast. And you feel me? That's crazy. You feel me? Like, and that's
the
cool.
thing is, so look, what's crazy about that is a lot of people listen to his music. I listen to it from time to time, but I don't know. The first time I heard it, I just wasn't like drawn to it. Other people was. I heard it like in another setting, and I was like, okay, this is smooth. But like, I don't feel like that's like some people that'd be like their most played album like a month. Like I think I listened to the album like one time, but that's not music that I get in my car and like turn on. It's good music though.
Yeah, of course.
But I for sure turn
that's
on
something you play on
probably
Valentine's Day.
You said what?
I said that's something you play on Valentine's Day.
I mean, no, it's cool from you. Because my boys be playing that. I was just in Boston and they was playing that in the car, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool music
out there like that.
To ride to, but just for me, I don't think that's not an artist. That's not what I'm gonna type in and put on my phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Nah, that's a solid top 5. You got a solid top 5 in both of them.
I mean, it's hard, man. Because I always think about all the people I really fuck with. I fuck with DJ Quick Heavy, you know, for just stuff like that. But it's hard, you know. I think you could go off if you go off numbers, or you could go off, you know, how the music makes you feel.
Yeah, how you really feel about it, yeah, bro. Definitely, yeah, bro.
I mean, shit, we all play video games and shit, bro. Did you ever use yourself in Madden, real? And what was that feeling like, seeing yourself on that motherfucker?
Oh man, like I ain't started playing Madden until I got to the league.
Yeah.
Like I played a little, but like I don't think I ever bought Madden. Like paid my money and bought the game Madden.
Yeah.
I probably got it for Christmas a few times, but I don't. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I ever bought. Like being like, oh, I can't wait for the new Madden to come.
Use on your Call of Duty.
But yeah, I was playing when I was younger. All I played was FIFA and Call of Duty. And that's still pretty much the rotation I'm in. Grand Theft Auto, obviously. And
got to respect that one.
Shit, man, when I got on Madden, tell you, maybe doing a little. I was getting a little Madden leagues. I traded for myself every time. I don't care who I got to give up.
Everything smart.
Yeah, but that was cool, man. Being able to see myself on the game.
Yeah.
They got your actual face on there?
My picture, but not the game, which is dumb because like you did a little face scan when I was at the combine, but that shit don't look nothing like me. But my picture and everything, that's on there. Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, shit. Real quick, man. You could even just, like, we see different people got the younger generation that's for me in Pasadena trying to make the league. You could give them any word of advice to even, for me, just to transition, how hard they got to work, anything that they should know, for me, just to get to them next steps.
Man. Shit. I'll probably just say, you know, part of that is going to be yourself and your own belief. Like I said in the beginning, like I knew this is what I wanted to do early on. Like I knew this is the path I wanted to take. I didn't know how far I was going to take it, but I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I think you got to have that type of assurance in what you're doing to have a level of confidence to get through adversity, because there's going to be a time where you're running off your own energy. You're not going to have people cheering for you or rooting for you or telling you that you're the best in the world, or, you know, so I think, you know, just making a plan, sticking to that plan, and also utilizing your resources. A lot of people always like to say that, you know, they're self-made, they did it themselves. I'll be the first to say, you know, I don't feel that way. I feel that I made my blueprint. I feel like I made the blueprint of what I wanted to be, but it was a lot of other generous people lending me resources to help me build that blueprint. So, you know, I'm self-made in the sense of, you know, I thought in my mind what I wanted to be. But in terms of making that a reality, it was the help of a lot of people. So I think a lot of people are so sought out or just focused on being independent and doing it by themselves that they miss out on resources that can really help them get to where they're going. So, man, making a plan, utilizing your resources, and I say time management. You know, I think about it in high school. There's a lot of times where, you know, I stayed in and people were going out, or, you know, I made the decision to you know, do one thing or another because I had something in mind or a plan. I got to get up in the morning, so I can't be out here fooling around too late. So just being disciplined, sticking to that, whatever you want to do, whether it's football, you know, school, um, just being disciplined and sticking to that plan, using your resources. I think that's the biggest thing, if anything. I don't think talent is an underlying factor. It definitely helps you. But I don't think that's an underlying factor in you being successful in anything that you do. I think it's just making your plan, sticking to it, and using your resources. Because, like I said, you know, I don't think I was the most talented in my age bracket. I think I put together a decent plan to utilize my resources, and you know, everything worked out. I say that's probably it, man. I think that for sure. You know, just sticking to a plan. Because like you know, even my boy Miles, he took a different route that I did, but you know, he had a plan, utilized his resources, and you know, he's able to make something work. You know, granted, his circumstances and situation are a lot different than other people, but just the foundation of that is always the same. You know, somebody that has a plan, that's sticking to that plan, and you know, utilizing the resources that they do have. Because, like I said, it's going to be a time where you got to run off your own energy. Where people are not caring for you. You know, everybody knows Miles has been good since forever, but you know, for him, it could have been easy for him. You know, going to college, having to walk on and saying, you know, man, fuck it. You know, I ain't doing this. You know, they don't believe in me. I'm gonna do something else. Or even when he was coming out of college, you know, people telling him he's gonna go undrafted, he could have just went somewhere else. So, you know, without that plan, it makes it hard for you to work through adversity. I think, you know, I think Nip kind of said something similar to that. You know, just like, you know, you got a plan for something to go right. You know, you could just kind of put it behind you. You know, you still got this, and that. And you can still get it done. So it's crazy how you said that because that's kind of how you know it gives me what I do and what I did at least in my life for the most part. Just kind of mapped it out and gotta, like I said, discipline, use your resources.
Hell yeah, bro. So how was that? How was that like feeling? Like you know, like I said, we played with you since we was young. You know, you Darnay, you know
Yeah.
Miles, you know all your peers. You feel me? All y'all going to the level that y'all been dreaming about, bro. All together though, bro. You feel me? How was that?
Yeah, man, that was crazy. Those are probably still my best moments in the league. Was like you know, seeing Darnay and the same thing with Miles. Both of those happened this season because they're both rookies. It was crazy. Because like last year, when I was in the league and they were still in college. It was just like me, just kind of talking from the outside in, like man, like y'all got to get up here. Like it's crazy, you know, like it's everything you envision and more. But it's, I mean, I can't really put it into words, man, because especially when we and Miles, we just I didn't see it all for him. You know, we didn't been together for so long. Just grinding and working out, you know, probably since you know early middle school. And like I said, we spent all those hours for you know for this moment or these moments, you know, because it's not over. And it's a blessing. Man. I can't, like I said, I can't really put it into how I feel about it, but you know, it means the world to me that you know we were able to, you know, map something out and plan it and do it, you know, together. You know, we both, you know, cross something off our bucket list and our goals.
Right, y'all inspiring a lot of people, bro. Y'all inspire a lot of people. You feel me? That you really don't know.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations on that again,
Thank you.
bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? I can't be more happier than you for y'all, bro. For real.
TV, man, think about them old days, fucking on them packs.
Hell yeah, bro. That's crazy. I be
I hate
talking
that
to
shit.
you looking at them. Like I used to play with these niggas, bro.
Nigga,
Like you
you
know
was
that,
good. I was a skinny nigga on the team, so to see y'all now, bro, like that shit crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That shit
You-
love me, bro. Hell yeah,
It's
bro.
all love, man, for real. And
Yeah,
yeah, so we talked a lot about it on the field, all that stuff. What's stuff that you're doing on the field that you're getting into or starting to get into now that you feel me got in the league as well?
You said off the field?
Yeah, this thing that you're getting into as well.
Oh man, been trying to do a lot. COVID kind of like set me back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do just some stuff with like some camps and just setting up, you know, because I really just I don't know. I'm trying to put something that's like a standalone product so that when I'm not in the league, that it can still function.
Yeah.
So when I try and do it like that, rather than just running off the fuel that's the league fuel,
Yeah.
I could easily just put something out there and have it going and, while I'm in the league. But I'm trying to put something together that's long lasting
Yeah.
and for the community, whether it's sports or just a resource center. That's something I always talked about.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like that would just help a lot of people. Just some of the things I feel like I may have needed, in high school. Or I know other people needed in high school, and so I'm just trying to formulate that and do it the best way possible, the smartest way possible. And I mean, I've been just doing some stuff. I was out in New York. Working with this financial company, which they're like a financial advisory company. They work with other athletes.
Yeah.
So I was looking into that, maybe like work with them, do some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, really, man, I just been just working out. Just working out and just kind of formulating these plans. I don't know if you see, like around here, I got a lot of whiteboards and stuff on my walls.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
whenever I
Stay ready and
I
get
just be
ready.
thinking stuff, I just brainstorm and write it out. So I got a ton of stuff that I've been working on since I came into the league, whether it's for my agency
Yeah.
or people in the community, just trying to push a perfect product. I know it's not going to be perfect, but a perfect product
Gotta start.
that's standalone. Not just on my name, but something that's for Pasadena.
Yeah.
Not for myself, not for my brand, and not for I don't want any credit for it, but something that's solely a resource for the city of Pasadena and everybody within it.
Right.
Real.
Got you, bro. That's
That's
lovely,
real.
bro. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. That's lovely to hear, bro.
Go ahead.
You got anything?
Nah,
Jay?
yeah, I'm done with my stuff. You go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nah, bro. So just let the people know, where they can find you, bro. Like, handlers, all of that.
Oh man,
I know you probably don't be on it too much, but give them your handlers,
nah,
so they
I
can.
don't be on social. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to start getting back on.
Yeah.
I got my agency be bugging me about marketing and stuff like that because I don't have my notifications or anything like that on Instagram. The story behind that is when I was in college, man, people would just comment the craziest shit or DM me or just the wildest shit, like stuff that had nothing to do with me. So in order to just weed through that, man, I just turned my notifications off. So usually if somebody's trying to get in contact with me, they hit me directly on my landline.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in the league, especially in the area that we're in now, I kind of have to utilize social media, whether it's for marketing purposes or whatever case may be. But my handles, man, let me see. I think my Twitter is still DLJ XXII, and then my Instagram is Bushido Jr.
Bushido Jr.
Yes, sir.
Bushido.
Yeah, I'm about to get on there, man. Get on the gram, get it going. I don't be on there that much, but yeah, I gotta.
Show them what that life be like, man.
Oh,
Show them what that life be like, dog. We need to see that, bro. We want to see you happy, dog. That's all. They just want to see you happy, man. That's all.
That's
sure.
Hell yeah, bro. But hell yeah, bro. We appreciate you for hopping on with us, bro. Taking time. I know you training, doing other stuff outside and on and off the field, bro. I know, you got a little bit of time, but appreciate you filling us in on that gap, bro.
Man, always, man. Demon love for sure. I'm always trying to look out whenever I can, when I can, how I can, however I can. And I thank y'all for having me, man. As much as it may be a pleasure for y'all, it's a pleasure for me to be here and talk about it and have people listen. Because that's
definitely, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. But yeah, like we said, bro, keep working hard, bro. Keep chasing your dream, bro. We gonna be watching you, bro, in the first game.
Man, I think I don't know if we're gonna have preseason. So I don't know how that's
okay. Are they gonna try to speed up like the little process?
They all talking over that right now with the CBA. They're getting all that stuff done. So I don't know
Yeah.
sure,
This will
sure.
work out.
Either way, bro, we're gonna be.
So we're gonna be ready to see
Yeah.
you on Sundays, bro. Either way, you
Either way.
feel me? Keep it for you, bro. Hell yeah.
Appreciate you.
Keep balling, keep working hard, bro.
All right.
Love,
All
bro.
right.
Be easy.
Peace.
Yeah.
7-8. I've been solid, but niggas couldn't relate. Hello? Hello?